To reinforce spiritual impressions I have previously shared with your university leadership, I firmly believe that it is the destiny of Brigham Young University to become what past and present prophets knew it could become. With the consecration and leadership of this community, BYU will become the great university of the Lord, not in the world's way, but in the Lord's way. Never let your secular learning limit your horizons. We are grateful to know that there are two methods of gaining needed knowledge. One, the evolving disclosures of man, discovered by the scientific method, and two, the truths disclosed by the spiritual method, which begins with faith in God and relies on scriptures, inspired teaching, and personal revelation. There is no ultimate conflict between knowledge gained by these different methods because God, our omnipotent, eternal Father, knows all truth and beckons us to learn by both methods.
I demand apologies from all y'all. I demand sacrifice, groveling, on your knees. Mormons have never had a real seer in their life to know what a real seer acts like. I just destroyed Oaks. Destroyed him. Oh, that was humiliating. Oh my God. When he said the scientific method versus the spiritual method, I lost it. I lost it. Oh my God. Oh, the Strengthening Church Members Committee failed yet again. So precious and few are the moments we two can share. Oh, dear God. Oh, you reject me at your own peril, Mormons. If you had humbled yourself to at least follow all the videos ever since this was first announced, and I think it was 10 days earlier. I think that's when they first announced it, or on the 2nd, on Groundhog Day. Whenever the first day of their announcement was that Oaks would get up and speak today. All the videos I did about Oaks, specifically, especially those in the context of today's talk, before he spoke, did you pay attention to the words he said today? I did. Like I said, I busted, I broke. Scientific method versus spiritual method. Everything in his talk have been exposed by me as false in advance of his talk. And I again this morning told you he was going to lie and say all this stuff, and he did it. And you as a Mormon have no clue how wrong he is if you have not been following me, not taking notes, not putting to practice my words from the scripture words. I destroyed Oaks. A real seer is in your midst, Mormons. And you all fell for the con, waving to the false prophet, who wasn't even called a seer. Hilarious. So, the scientific method, directly from the new hotness restored gospel of Jesus. 3 Nephi chapter 14. This is science. This is the scientific method. Right here. It's even in the old and busted gospel. This is the scientific method. And he diverted away from it to get the incomplete Wentworth letter of Article of Faith number 1. This is what Joseph Smith is talking about, but left out in the Wentworth letter. As Joseph Smith physically demonstrates in the likeness of things on the earth, because it was not literal history, it was a vision of a seer, the first vision, where Joseph Smith says, taking the word of the Bible and running this test, he learned the truth from a vision. And then he went and acted on it, setting up the church, teaching Mormons, preparing Mormons for the latter days and my coming. And instead, you thank thee, O God, for a false prophet to lead you straight down to hell, which was the alternative version that I sung as a primary kid. But is the one hymn that I taught myself and composed from just having heard it repeatedly. I taught myself to play it on the piano without the text. I wrote it, composed it, all from memory, auditory memory. That's the only song. It takes a lot of work to do that. So, taking out the trash. Assuming that's the trash guy and not another semi-truck. Or somebody backing up. Well, maybe it's not the trash guy. Maybe it is. Maybe he's locking things up. Anyway, oh my hell. That was brutal. That was utterly humiliating for you, Oaks. Do I feel bad for him? Oh, hell no. I warned him in advance. He didn't listen. Strengthening Church Members Committee failed to report my videos correctly to him. I have no pity or empathy for you. So let's go over it. All you guys had to do was follow. That's it. Run the test. You didn't. So you don't know. And now you're angry. You're upset. You want to murder me now. You want to cause me harm. You can't be patient with me. And you're going to actually do what he said, aren't you? Yep. I have strengthened your testimony of how true Oaks is. There are consequences. They're not going to be good. Not going to be good. Oh, dear God. So, he was late. Having gone to Rick's, I know the system, and I know they're even stricter at BYU. everybody must be in their seats at least 30 minutes, 15 to 30 minutes before showtime. Because they just are furious with those who are late. Now, granted, there's exceptions for people who have to get out of class 10 minutes before, but the majority of people who want to get a seat in the stadium have to get there early, if not an hour early, to get your seat. And so those of you who are students, you know you schedule your classes to skip the 10 o'clock hour so that you can get a seat in the auditorium. I did. And so the podium people, they're always there 10 to 15 minutes early, sitting, waiting. And then they commence with the hymn. That is the clue for everybody to shut the hell up. And you'll notice many of the students were in their Sunday dress. Not erect. The honor code was very formal for me anyway. So, 4 minutes late. They were teasing us. And then they sang, "We thank thee, O God, for a prophet." And there was audio problems. Gilbert was there with him, with his wife. If you would watch that video after Holland died, and no apostle has been chosen. I had told you in the beginning that he is my number one pick to become the apostle, to fill the gap. And I gave you the reasons why. Yours is not to doubt and cry. But it's very curious that he's here. And yet still, Oakes hasn't called him to be the prophet yet, to fill in the gap. Very curious. So the audio was restored during the prayer of the blonde and white with the red stilettos. Can you try that, Sarah? I don't think Monica would do that. She's more hell-bent for leather. Lindsay, yeah, I can see Lindsay doing it and being very uncomfortable in it. Yeah, Sarah, white is not her. Yeah, she will not, she doesn't do white. But maybe with the red stilettos, the high heels, maybe. Oh, those BYU co-eds. So tricky in their dress code. Hilarious. Oh, this was well worth the wait. And so, all creatures of our God and King. And not a single Mormon knew and understood it. It's not Jesus. Hallelujah is not Jesus. It is praise Yah, the Hebrew God. What is our religion supposed to be, Mormons? Right at the beginning of the Book of Mormon, the keystone. Pre-Babylonian Jewish Egyptian. That religion. Paleo-Hebrew and Egyptian. You never understood. You never studied. Scientific theory versus spiritual theory. And he didn't have the guts to tell us what that scientific fact is that shows the church isn't true. I can give you volumes of books of how the church isn't true. But Joseph Smith and the Book of Mormon are. And so, yes, with that hymn, the audio again failed until the third stanza. Get those BYU co-eds on audio for the biggest event ever for this church. And they botched it. Whew. So, as his bio again demonstrated, Oakes is a former prosecutor and a former Utah Supreme Court justice. There are two legal terminologies that he knows. Don't be deceived in thinking maybe he doesn't. He knows these two legal terminologies. The first one is lying in wait. It's even scriptural. The second one is pattern of practice. Even Kirtland McConkie knows those two. Right, boys? Lying in wait goes to mens rea. It's where the defendant demonstrates premeditation to commit the crime, mens actus. He planned, he prepared, he waited to act as a criminal. And this is exposed in Scripture. Lying in wait to deceive is one of the ways. There are other story examples of this as well. People who lie in wait to attack, to commit crime. Oakes knows this. The second is pattern of practice. In the laws of the United States of America, when a defendant has demonstrated mens actus in the same fashion, same pattern, 3 times, you've got a pattern of practice of mens actus. This also helps with the mens rea, their mentality on this. That their pattern of practice leads to their state of mind to commit the crime. That it was their intention to commit the crime, not an oops, my bad. I didn't know. Oakes knows this. So, Google and YouTube, did Oakes order you? Even if it's through the Strengthening Church Members Committee, headed by Cook now, who also knows these. To lie in wait, to act in a pattern of practice this morning when I went onto Google and then onto YouTube. To attack and deny my access. Or did you do it on your own? Either way, you guys committed a cyber-terroristic crime against me. For what? To protect Oakes and his lies? To protect the church and their fraud? That makes you an accomplice. Right, Oakes? You are guilty of the crime that Oakes is the defendant for. So you get to be the defendant with him as part of a RICO investigation. So, referring back to Kimball's 2nd century BYU address, we will not be going over that. That's a separate video. All the rest of this from Oakes' talk is an I told you so. I warned you. And so instead of going, I told you so for each one of these, I'll just read over them. He says he is turning BYU into the great university of the Lord, but not a scientific university. Today, class, we're going to teach spiritual witness feelings of law. Do you get a bad feeling about somebody? Lock them up until they confess. Don't pursue the wisdom of the world by obtaining forensic investigation of evidence of the crime scene. That is inferior to the wisdom of Jesus with the Spirit. Do they look like an apostate? Get them! Lock them up! Oh my God. picture. I put it in a file for you. But I told you I was not going to say I told you so. Oh my God. Where is it? I better have made a picture of it. Oh, crap. Oh my God. Come on. Oh my goodness. Here they all are. So read it again with the Spirit. All of these are supposed to be, oh my goodness. Put them in the wrong place. Not that one. Oh, this one needs to. I better have it. I made that picture. I did that video. Crap. I'm not seeing it. Because it would have been after that, and so it would have been in this section here. I even did one for Daniel. Oh, 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 oh. Gonna have to redo it. Elijah and Elishua. If he was a translator, he would have known that. Oh, just checking this other file to see if I mistakenly put it here. Memories on the corner of my mind. No. No, I got that one. Got Elijah versus the priest of Baal. Elijah. Yeah. There's Elijah parts the Jordan. And not Elishua. God. Okay, so we've got to bring this out. So do I have Elishua? It's not labeled as such. That story from the Bible I did the video of, made the pictures, read it again with the Spirit this time, so that it would be included in that file. And I went over it with you. I promise not to say it. Oaks did the video. that I've repeated about how Mormons don't listen to his words. They feel the mantle of his authority and feel good about it. It's just like one after the other. I went over succession. Strengthening Church Members Committee. Oh, God. None of these are literal histories. They're all by the Spirit. So there's a pattern match of those who part the water. That is their authority, symbolized by the cloak. And so it's not that Elishua now has a cloak. He then goes and parts the waters. Who's the big guy of Jews who parts the waters? If you said me, good for you, because yeah, I did that in 2020, and then for the 2024 election, I then said, oh, look, they're wanting me to do it again. And here we come. Summer with no snow on the mountains. This is an even bigger parting of the waters this year. And you're still waiting for Jesus, huh? Unbelievable. That's what you're supposed to understand. The Jewish Christ, the man like Moses of the Ten Commandments, all over the Book of Mormon, all over Joseph Smith. And you're still looking for Jesus, huh? How's that spiritual method going? But he's using it to justify Brigham Young as the leader because of hearsay of Danites who wrote it in their journal decades later. At least one. But he's referring to the August 1844 conference. That's where they claim a decade at least later in their journal entry, having come to this valley, said, hearsay. Hearsay is not a part of the scientific method. Spiritual method, sure, okay. Not 3rd Nephi chapter 14. Or the old and busted version in Matthew chapter 7. This is a great debate over Joseph Smith and polygamy. Faith promotion or doubt promotion? The concept that Joseph Smith didn't do it never crossed anybody's mind. And yet, here I come with the scientific method of the primary source document of Brigham Young's. Joseph was sealed by his dead bones proxy to all those women he's accused of. And then those women who came to this valley wrote it in their journals. Why? Because Brigham Young threatened to murder them if they didn't. Remember blood oath atonements? God. Never trust hearsay as a primary source document. Never. And again, Oakes is using hearsay to justify his mantle of authority when he has none. Because Joseph Smith told exactly from words how to succeed him. And I've done that video. I'm not going to say I told you so every single time. Promise not to do it. Section 107, verse 22. Using Hinckley's conference talk, quoting this. And then thanks the Melchizedek priesthood for their sustaining vote. Was a comment that I just, oh my God, not listening. Of the Melchizedek priesthood. Anybody confused? 3 presiding high priests. High priests are one of the quorums of Joseph Smith's Melchizedek priesthood. There are other quorums. 3 presiding high priests chosen. That's an actual vote, not a sustaining. By the body. And that person who made a dumbass comment said the body obviously is the high priest, the first presidency, the quorum of the 12. No! The whole Melchizedek priesthood body. That's what was supposed to take place. The big priesthood meeting for succession. And instead, Brigham Young did contrary. Just said, nah, we're taking over. Might makes right. And then fled the country. Fled the country, abandoning the poor Mormons. Took his loyalists with him to this valley. And there, before, it was actually as they were arriving with the slave trade operation of the Perpetual Immigration Fund, he then became the president of the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints, February 6, 1851, right before they started to gather. Because it would take about a decade for them to fully gather. That's when the year that he gave his Adam his heavenly father, and Adam was a polygamist. And that all Mormons coming to this valley now have to practice polygamy. Because he didn't replace Joseph Smith's monogamy in the 1835 edition until the year before he died. The majority of Mormons knew nothing of Joseph Smith and polygamy. Only Brigham's inner circle who were victimizing women with it. And so when they started to come in, he needed to explain why they're doing it and ordered them to do it and said Joseph said to do it. But then in 74 came out and said Joseph wasn't smart enough to do it. I came up with it all by myself on my mission to England, having fled the country. You guys never trust the primary source documents. You only trust hearsay. The myths that go around, circulating over and over again. You know nothing of the truth of this church. That is how succession was supposed to be, and it did not happen. Joseph Smith wanted to prepare you for my coming. And so the dream I gave to you this morning, seeing Jesus at the priesthood meeting. Adam on Dallin. To me. And so in 2008, August 28th, Oakes knows very well about this event, having paid the Judas price, ordering it be done. The dream of the transfer of authority to me. The Hinckley dream. So yes, my big 86 dream, Oakes, guess who you are in my dream? That's you. With a pointed witch hat, transforming into a male. It was a witch at first, transferred into a man. Who dares invade my temple? That's you. It's also Nelson, because it's multi-interpretational, as I've come to find out. No, she's coming with me across the street. No, she's not. Yes, she's coming with me. No, she's not going to. She's going to go around the building and get caught by the guards. No, I want her to come across the street with me. Ain't going to happen. I will make it happen. Fine, but it ain't going to happen. That dream for Seer. Just a 16-year-old boy, just barely became a priest to get the ministering of angels. That's what it's officially called. God, it's cruel to do to a 16-year-old boy who hadn't even kissed a girl yet, to know that he likes it. God, so cruel. Never followed. Never followed. So I'm willing to bet this is going to be the church news thing also, but we'll still check. I see we're going to be at least an hour. So yeah, it has nothing to do with an actual mantle or even a spiritual one. It is those who have the gifts and powers of the Spirit. Seer, prophet, revelator, translator. Oaks ain't got them. And he's getting desperate to claim a spiritual mantle. Oh, God. All right, active members on the covenant path. I'm not going to say it, though it's screaming in my head. The Strengthening Church Members Committee, activating members. So how do you think he's going to activate you to stay on the covenant path? You're activated. I'm not going to say it. I warn, you're not listening. He threatened to murder you. And you're not listening to me. And out of all of them that Nelson gave, he chose his first one. In the coming day. He knows he's the one who said we're running a test for Armageddon in 2020. And he's still lying to you as if he never said it. I told you. Oh, I wasn't supposed to say it. Oh, God. Oh, this was precious and few. And so, true to form, the adversary disguises the truth. He's getting very talented these days. And again, how do you know the truth? The scientific method from the scriptures. Oh, God. And so, yes, he gives a limited number of reasons why Mormons leave the church and don't believe anymore. Historical, doctrinal, and social. There are more. And it has to do with the Spirit. And it has to do with what I promised I wasn't going to repeat. And he says to overcome it, just get closer to Jesus. And I can't say it. So the four things: strengthening your faith in Jesus, humility increased, seeking help from others, and be patient. Oh, God. You ran a test run, you bastard. We're purposely delayed. 6 years delayed. I parted the waters. I got the mantle. Oh, my hell. So the article of faith, skipping Matthew 7 and 35:14. Oaks then goes and reveals, I can't repeat it. I promised I wouldn't. But beam and mote from Deuteronomy 19:19, the law of Purim or lots. Oakes confesses his overconfidence, pride. I did that video over the weekend. This is where I said, he knows who I am. Talking with the Strengthening Church Members Committee. Are they not notifying him? Oh my God. But yes, that's why they attacked me this morning, trying to get on the internet. It's because they know. Today of all days, they attack. They know. Oh my God. And so he quotes from somebody else about a list of what humility is, taking it from Galatians chapter 5, starting in verse 22. The whole list of the gifts of the Spirit. You even say love is kind, and that's 1 Corinthians 13, I think. And so whoever it was he was quoting, whether it was Kimball or whoever else, gave a list. Well, there's some missing items on that list. That's why you got to be careful not to do lists, because you can always add to it once you understand it completely. Matthew 23. Read it and weep, Oaks. Oh, that's not on that list. To be humble. Ooh, when Jesus whipped it good. Da-da-da-da-da. He was being humble. Jesus, when he tells them, I am that I am. I am he. He's being humble. And if you don't know how, it's because you're overconfident and proud. But he's giving this list specifically to have you back off and not judge him, according to the scientific method of scriptures. And so, sure enough, here we go. Pay attention, Mormons. And I'm not going to repeat it yet again. The parable of the 10 virgins. Where I destroyed this church. Humiliated them at the beginning of 2015 with a pretty picture I've been using ever since that has been modified over the months until I finally got the one that I currently use repeatedly. It is the calendar date and clock time for the latter days. And Joseph Smith told you. You were supposed to be waiting for it. You didn't. And it came. And it's here. And he's here. And you're still waiting for the other bridegroom who will never come because he's taking a piss and it's going a very long time. Elijah, I think you should give up on him. I don't think he's going to show. Just do your... Oh, you did it already. Oh, for Nelson in 2024. Oh. Oops, he touched the Twila temple, did he? Lightning strikes! Oh, Mormons, if you only knew. I mean, seriously. I could write all this out and you'd think it was all fiction. Using Nelson. And others who are real. And then you go, no, none of this stuff happened, Travis. This isn't real. You're just plagiarizing scriptures and putting other people's names over the originals. You have no clue what prophecy is, do you? Ah, dear God. So yes, be the 5 wise virgins who were humble. Because you're going to be burned soon. And so here he goes. Being exposed in the Epstein files. Here he goes. And I'm not going to repeat it. Inactive return missionaries, apostate youth who have no desire to marry and have children, youth. Oh, I can't hold it back. I told you so. I told you so. The whole Epstein files exposes their Armageddon plot to burn mankind with an extermination of man. And this elite underground depravity of pedophiles were kidnapping these girls, raping them to produce offspring for after their extermination of mankind. The Zorro Ranch of Epstein in New Mexico, as I talked about this morning, that ties in all the freeways to the states where they can be kidnapped. Mormon girls kidnapped, trafficked to the Zorro Ranch of Epstein, and then put on a single truck to be transported to a plane at a small airport or across the Mexican border where they've paid the guards, and take them to wherever in the world where they've been bought to be raped. God. What Brian David Mitchell did isn't even close, but it's the same style. He kidnapped Elizabeth Smart because of Armageddon coming to produce offspring for after Armageddon. And the church is doing this. Got exposed in the Epstein files. Alyssa exposed it with Musk. God. And there he goes. See, the men, it's just inactive, not desiring to have the priesthood. It's the girls who don't desire to get married and have babies. Girls. And you thank thee, O God, for a false prophet. Oh my hell. Be true to your covenants. The covenant path that he repeats. What is the covenant path, Mormons? He tells you, regularly attend the temple to stay on the covenant path. They're words. They changed them in 2019, specifically the law of chastity for polygamy. You're not listening. The whole time since Nelson, I've warned of this. There's sexual deviance causing the problems to justify their sexual deviance. And you're not listening. Secular distractions. This is basic doctrine of all religions, the scientific method. It is not spiritual in the sense of not real, getting feelings. That's what Constantine did to destroy science and the scientific method. I know Joseph Smith is a translator of Paleo-Hebrew and Egyptian because of the scientific method. I didn't pray and get the right feeling to believe Joseph was true. I did the scientific work and produced the results, and that confirmed him as true. That's why I gave you the picture of the parable of the 10 virgins. Science. It's all science. I was taught this in basketball. Coach Farr and Coach Lubin even. With a hot daughter that we could never even come close to touching, let alone talk to. Or we'd get his boots. He taught us the physics behind shooting a free throw. How to stand, position your body, and the motion to release the basketball. Science. And that upon release, if you had obeyed the laws of science, physics, you will then feel the truth of it, as you will then watch the swish through the basket. I was a negative 5 billion% free throw shooter. And with his teachings and obedience to his teachings, I became an 87.3% free throw shooter in just 2 years. Science is the core doctrine of faith. Anything else is a lie and of the devil. And here it is. Shun the world. Shun the people. Ignore what they say. Don't listen to Travis. Listen to me. Listen to those who believe and are faith promoting. Stick only to your kind. Who think like you, who believe like you, who feel like you, who act like you. Shun the rest who are apostates. Associate only with other believers who reinforce your false faith. This is Cult 101. This is an inability to learn and to study and to discuss with those who are speaking. Those who come out and say, science says that the Book of Mormon is not literal history, that Joseph Smith's visionary accounts are not literal history. And Oakes says, ignore them, shun them. Associate only with those who believe the lie. It's coming, Mormons. And so he then tries to claim, and I told you so. This was the video where I talked about the Mormon who made up his own doctrine because the church wouldn't give it to him. And here Oakes is saying it. We know very little of the spirit world, both pre and post. So if you're making stuff up, you're going against the church. You're going against the church leaders. And I told you so. And you're doing it. And here he is condemning you for doing it. Because they made you do it. Because they don't tell you. Reject speculation Mormonism. And so then he goes and he uses an example, doesn't give names, of a stake president who an inactive member came to him, said, I don't believe anymore. I've been hanging out with disbelievers, so I believe them. I didn't bother to run the test. They just said the church isn't true, and I believed them. So I don't believe. And then the stake president gives a profound testimony. Profound. We gotta look it up. We gotta risk Google. Oh my God. Oh. White screen of death. Do you know how you see what I'm doing here? I am physically studying the words of Oakes to expose this. You catching on? And he wants you to deny his words and just get the right feeling. Because obviously I'm not faith promoting. Yep. A state, quality, or emotion that is very great or intense. Number 2, of a person or statement having or showing great knowledge or insight. No, that's not the one he was referring to. Nope, not at all. Not at all. And then there's the archaic one for number 3, the vast depth of ocean of the mind. a very great depth. So yeah, Latin pro means before, and then fundus, the bottom, or founding. Before the founding. That is profound. And if he were to use 3 Nephi chapter 14 or Matthew chapter 7, he would be correct to use profound, because that's the scientific process. From the beginning of the seed, the founding of the seed, before the fruit, to the fruit. No, he didn't indicate that, and his whole talk context said, no, it isn't. And that convinced him. Oh, okay, I'll come back. I made a mistake. I'm going to stay away from those guys and not bear testimony to them of my profound truth. That I'm borrowing from you. I did that video. I told you so. Weekly renewing covenants, stand beyond the path, be busy with service, and then testifies of the name. And he botched it. If you paid attention, he botches it. He wants to say something, and he's waiting for the text to appear on the screen, and then adjusts what he was going to say. So yes, the Boise Rescue talk. We as apostles bear witness of the name. It's not a physical witness of Jesus. But the physical witness of Jesus is testified by us too, just like yours with the Spirit. And so again, the whole theme, scientific method, bad. Spiritual method, good. Jesus, physical, scientific, but not known through scientific method. Spiritual method. I told you so! I told you so! He lied. I told you so. I warned you. And he did it. I called it. And you're not listening. You can't go it alone. You've got to listen to me. You're in grave danger. Physically, not just spiritually. He's gonna hurt you if he hasn't already. And you blame somebody else instead. Oh, that was hilarious.